So after my last drift event, I was really happy with the way the car handled with the new field coilover setup. But I did notice something progressively getting worse as it went on, as there was a lot of vibration in the foot pedal and it felt like really bad clutch chatter, but like where the car was shaking, the front end was shaking, almost like the steering was coming loose or something like that. But actually, I highly suspect it to be the motor mounts because the driver's side one was very gummy to begin with. So we're gonna actually do the motor mounts today. I have a pretty cool way that I think is gonna make it as easy as possible to get it done with this setup here. So let's get started. So first off, gonna take the belt off. Comes off pretty simple. Battery is disconnected, mind you. These are 10 millimeters. I'm gonna take the bracket off of the alternator. I'm gonna take the alternator off, and I think that's where I'm gonna hoist the engine from up front. So with the alternator out, I got my engine hoist brace here. I am gonna jack it up from the bottom, but I can also jack it up from these. I hooked it up to the 2 alternator bolts there, and then I'll slowly turn these up, and then we'll jack it up from underneath once we undo the motor mounts. Right, girls?
Uh-huh. And I lost my tooth.
Very good.
And you get a thumbs up.
Good. Some ratchet extensions. Spin that one off, and then we'll start supporting it. I know some guys take off the oil filter, but I'm able to get around it. Let's see if I can get my light. That's a 16 millimeter on that puppy there. Okay, so braced up top and lifted it up with the jack on the oil pan, but like very light there because I don't want to put too much pressure. Most of it's up top. I was able to get the motor mount off, but just like other people did, I think I got to take the oil filter off to get that out. I might even have to raise it up just a hair more. So let's do that. All right, so it would not come out easily. So what I did was I started lowering the subframe just a hair. I'll lower it more if I have to get it out. Let's try that. Honestly, the other side don't look as bad. This is definitely where we were having the problems. See that? Wiggling easily by hand. The new one, tight. Go ahead and slap this on. So honestly, the other thing I feel like I'm just hitting on this side, I think I'm hitting the dipstick. It's only one bolt. Obviously, famous last words. We're gonna strip it, but.
Do you want to help us keep our ship boxes running? Check out lowboostfilms.com. I have a bunch of merchandise on there, from t-shirts, hats, hoodies, with dozens of different color combinations to choose from, as well as a bunch of different car parts and tools that we reviewed on the channel that we know work well, on sale for a good price.
Passenger side motor mount bolt. Gotta take the starter out, or at least drop it down. And I think the easiest way to pull it out is gonna be from where the starter is too, so that's what we're gonna do. Honestly, I'm glad I did both because I just thought it was the driver's side. The passenger side actually has more of a wiggle to it, so it'd be good to chuck these. Okay, so the absolute only way you really can do this is, like I said, lowering it down, supporting the engine with that, but then jacking it up with these as much as you can, and then lowering the subframe as far down as you can. I took the shock mounts out. As far down as you can on those, about an inch or so, maybe even more, just to get it down low enough. And then you gotta lower there's 2 bolts back there. And that lowers the cradle down, and it's not so bad to have it on a couple threads because the engine is not being supported anymore. And then I literally had it supported by the jack and let it down. That gave me enough room to get them bolted. Now the driver's side one was a lot more difficult than the passenger side one. And I'll show you just the driver's side one itself. I ended up just cutting it off to get it off, but I also, to put it on, I'll show you. So the only other modification that I made to the motor mount going on was I cut literally 3 threads off of that, and I used a flap disc at the bottom of it there just to shave it down enough to clear it, maybe like 2 or 3 millimeters, so I could clear over the top of the oil filter. Outside of that, driver's side, I didn't have to do anything. In the passenger side, I didn't have to do anything to either. But both motor mounts are on. We'll begin lowering the engine back down on it.
Car's all set to head back out for another drift event. Unfortunately, I didn't make it through the entire day because I actually overheated the car, and in the next episode I'll explain to you guys how that happened, why it happened, and how it was really easy to fix. But just check out me drifting here. I am slowly but surely getting better and better every time I go. It is really a seat time thing, and yeah, if I got an angle kit I probably would be a lot better, but I really want to learn how to drift a car without needing the crutch of an angle kit or an e-brake. This is me just drifting the car basically with stock angle and coilovers. That's it. If you can't wait until next week's episode, make sure to check out these videos that I already have ready to go, as well as a bunch of other projects that we have on the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.